Welcome to the Boomer Briefing Podcast, where we help you solve a critical business issue in 20 minutes or less. I'm your host, Jim Boomer, CEO at Boomer Consulting, and I have a special guest today with me, Deanna Perkins. Hi, Deanna.
Hey, Jim.
Well, thank you for being on this episode of the podcast. Deanna's a solutions manager here at Boomer. And today we're going to spend a little time getting to know Deanna a little bit better. So why don't we start off with you telling our audience a little bit more about yourself, what you do at Boomer, how long you've been here, and the background on how you found us and we found you.
Yeah, so I think I'll have to start with the end of the question and work to the beginning. So Sandra Wiley is my mom. So I have known Boomer since pretty much my whole life is what it feels like. So yeah, I started with the company stuffing snail mail campaigns and helping put together meeting materials. And I did that all the way through college. When I graduated from college, I kind of went out and experienced another company, and it was a good experience, but it really made me realize how much I really enjoyed Boomer. And so that's when I was able to interview and come back on board. So I've been with Boomer for a little over 10 years now. Started as a business development individual and have moved into the manager role. So I get to not only work with our clients and help kind of pair them with either solutions we have or solutions others in the profession have, but I also get to look at strategy for the company overall and be able to work with my team on kind of their priorities and what they should be working on. And I definitely enjoy that from that leadership perspective.
Yeah, very cool, and very much in line with my path at Boomer, starting off doing very important jobs. I don't know that I stuffed envelopes, but I did, as you probably know, Deanna, change light bulbs and put furniture together.
Yes.
And that eventually progressed to something else. And I, like you, went away and realized what a great team we have here and a great organization, and came back. So we're so happy you saw the same things I did and are part of the team.
Yes.
But let's talk a little bit about outside of work. What do you like to do? What are hobbies? Tell us about your family. Any pets? Anything else?
Yeah, great question. So my family, actually, we were originally in Kansas, but last summer we moved to Colorado Springs because we have a passion around getting outside and hiking, and this really gave us a lot more of those opportunities. So that's why we're here, and that's a big thing that my family enjoys doing. I'm married to my husband, Tony. We've been married, it'll be 10 years at the beginning of next year. And then we have two kids. We have a 10-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son. And so they keep us very busy, and we definitely enjoy our family time and getting to do activities together. But outside of really spending quality time with them, I'd say I've been on a knitting and a crochet kick over the last few years, and that is definitely a way for me to unwind. And then I am a collector of house plants that sometimes make it longer than a year, but sometimes don't. But they bring me joy, so I keep doing that as a hobby.
That's good. Yeah, I know you're an avid knitter. And again, we have the commonalities of two kids. I just got them flipped of son older and daughter younger, but I wish I could tell you it gets less busy as they get older. It just gets a different kind of busy.
Yes. Yes, especially as they get into different activities. And yeah, we're definitely looking forward to seeing that evolve.
Yeah, we're on the cusp. We have a permitted driver, but we have to be with him for another 11 months, and then the world will open up for us as taxi drivers, or we'll be able to quit that job.
That's true. You can outsource it now.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So let's look at Boomer again. So tell us a little bit, what do you enjoy most about working at Boomer, both from an internal perspective with the team, but also externally with our amazing clients?
Yeah. So I'll start with clients first. I just love the clients that we work with and how forward thinking they are. I love seeing them add kind of new initiatives on their plate to push themselves to continue being valuable for their clients and watching those evolve over time. And I love just creating the relationships with them and getting to know them outside of just a business relationship and really kind of to a personal standpoint. For Boomer being for an internal looking perspective, it's hard to narrow down on just one, but since I have to, I would say probably our leadership team here. They're really supportive of us. They push us to get better every day. They know what we have going on personally and professionally, and they're going to make sure that, we are able to kind of take care of everything, no matter what's going on throughout the year. So I just really appreciate the leadership team and how much they really do support us.
Well, thank you for saying that. And should I expect a call after this, after we get done, asking for a raise,
That
or what
bonus,
is it,
yep,
what
yep.
is it you want, Deanna?
Exactly.
Well, tell us about an achievement that makes you most proud.
Ugh, okay. Yeah. So, a really recent achievement that I've had over the last year or so is Boomer gifted me the opportunity to become certified through the Maxwell leadership team. And so I am now a certified coach through John Maxwell's program. And I've really enjoyed that. And I'm starting to branch out and I want to next become certified in their speaking realm as well, just to continue kind of pushing myself. But yeah, it was different going to a conference not for Boomer and going to a conference for myself, and the things they had set up to challenge us, having to do a speech in front of 8 people that you don't know and getting feedback from them. So the certification process was definitely different than something I'd done before. And so I definitely would put that on top of the achievement of just becoming certified, was actually working through that process and gaining confidence through it too.
Yep, certainly one you should be proud of, and I know it's made a difference for you and for Boomer. And so, what about your biggest inspiration, whether that's in your personal life or your career?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this one I have two. So first and foremost, I know a lot of people say this is my mom. She's definitely a big inspiration for me. Just watching her go from being a single mom with 2 kids and working on getting her degree, even though she's working a full-time job and dealing with kids and all the things that go with that, all the way up to where she's at in her career today, and really shows all the knowledge and the respect that people have of her. She's definitely what she taught me, my work ethic, and I think that's always been really foundational in who I am today. I'd say from a personal standpoint as well, this is going to sound probably goofy, but Mr. Rogers has been a huge inspiration for me. I feel like I've watched a lot of the movies and documentaries, I've read books, just how he really loved everyone through all of his interactions and his focus on kids. And as being a parent now, thinking through like how I can interact with my kids better, and just really lead with love and understanding, and not getting as frustrated as sometimes I can get with them. So he's just somebody like I definitely look up to and would like to continue working to emulate more of his kind of characteristics in my life.
That's a good one. I like it. You're right. All of us are going to say our parents and the impact that they've had on us. But I'll tell you, if you're going to emulate Mr. Rogers, we're going to have to see you rocking a lot more cardigan sweaters.
Yes,
Uh,
I actually have a knitting book for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. So I do have some ideas in the works for knitting some cardigans. So I'll have to rock them. I will.
Excellent, excellent. I can't wait. All right, let's talk about your travels. What's your favorite place that you've ever visited?
Thankfully, I've been able to go on a lot of different travels throughout the US, and I've even gotten to go into Europe. And so Honestly, my favorite trip I've ever done in college, I did an equestrian trip, horse trip tour, and it went from Ireland to Scotland and then into England. And it was just amazing. It was like 2 weeks, and we got to experience so many different things. And even in Ireland, we got to meet the Irish police, the horseback police that they have there, and get to do that. So that was probably one of my favorite trips and one I constantly think back on. And I would love to go back to that area again just to experience it, now that I'm older and, kind of know what I'm doing and can
Yeah.
do some of my own trips or whatever in there.
Yeah, that's a great one. Great one. So, well, what's a place that you haven't been to that's kind of on your bucket list that you want to go to?
Yeah, so I get to check this one off early next year, so I'm pretty excited about that. But one of the places my husband and I love Asian culture, so we watch a lot of different Japanese shows and Korean shows, and we really enjoy the culture that they have there. And so we are actually going to be going to Korea and Japan and China on a cruise next year. But those have been big bucket list items for us, and we're really looking forward to finally checking them off and getting to experience the culture, like being there and really immersed in it.
That's great. That's a good place to have on your bucket or places, I should say. I'm just thankful that you didn't say Las Vegas with as much as we get sent there for for
Right?
our conferences.
It feels like a second home at this point.
Yes. What's your favorite food and drink?
Oh, okay, that's a good question. Um, So definitely in the area of Asian cuisine, we enjoy like sushi and different Asian dishes. We actually found a favorite place here called K-bop. And for anyone who is nerdy about Korean, K-pop is a Korean music kind of genre. And so that's what they tailored their restaurant to. But the food there is amazing, and all of our family enjoys that. So that would definitely, from food, Asian cuisine is a huge one. Drink, oh man, that's a good question. I do love iced coffee. And I love pumpkin spice. I'm one of those people in the fall. So every fall, we buy lots of Starbucks and scooters and any place that has pumpkin spice, anything, and we definitely enjoy that. So that's probably a favorite drink of mine.
All right. Well, this or that's coming up, and I'm glad I didn't ask the tea or coffee question because you just would have given that one away. So,
Yes.
all right. Well, favorite place to shop?
Oh, okay. Favorite place to shop. I'm not really a big shopper, so that this is kind of a stumper, but I would say because of my knitting nerdy hobby that I have, I love Hobby Lobby. I love Joann's. I found a place in Denmark called Hobby. Um, and those are places I definitely peruse quite frequently to figure out kind of what's my next project and what designs am I going to use and what types of yarn. And so, yeah, I do find enjoyment going there and kind of perusing the aisles of yarn.
You and Aaron S. can go. So for those in the
Yes.
audience, Aaron S. is a big quilter, and so yeah, that was her answer too. Was well, one of them.
Yep.
One of her favorite places was Hobby Lobby as well. So
Yes. Yes. All the fabrics.
yes, yeah, I I'm not a big fan of going to Hobby Lobby or Michaels.
That's very
But
surprising.
yeah. But Lauren, my daughter, loves to go there and will just peruse and look around. She's very into arts and crafts and can just spend
Yeah.
hours um, doing different
It's great.
activities. Yeah,
Yes, and it's great because there's so many different activities that they have in hobby sections. So a lot of people, no matter what type of kind of artistic hobby you have, you can find what you want there. So yes, you
yeah,
can spend hours.
yeah. All right, we're going to go into this or that. I'm going to start with a real softball. I think you may have already given it away by where you've moved to, but Mountains or ocean?
Okay, mountains or ocean? So definitely mountains. That one's not a hard one for me.
Yeah.
Not I have a phobia of sharks,
Yeah.
and being in the Midwest doesn't make sense, which is why it's a phobia. So oceans I could definitely do without. I love mountains and the fresh air, and we've been experiencing where we get like up into the 90s, but at night it still gets down into the 60s, and I'm like, you can only really find that in the mountains. So that's definitely what I would say on that question.
Yeah. That's a tough one for me. I'm a big fan of both, but all right, night or morning?
So I'm a morning person. Yes. So my
Just
husband
like
is
your
more of
mom.
an yes. My husband is more of an evening person. I'm like, get me in bed by 9 and I'm happy. But then I'm waking up at like 5:36 in the morning and I'm ready to go. So definitely morning.
All right. Travel by air or by sea?
Um, I think it depends on the purpose of my travel. So if I want to get somewhere quickly, definitely by air, and that's how we normally travel. But like I mentioned, we are doing a cruise this next year, so I love kind of by sea because it slows things down and you can enjoy things more, and you kind of get to hit multiple places where air, you're literally just airport to airport. So it really depends on the situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with. If I need efficiency, I'd do air. But if I just had to pick, um, I would choose by sea. I'm a water person. So,
Yeah.
all right, scary movie or funny movie?
Oh, so our family, I should have said this, and things our family enjoys doing. We love watching movies. It's just a thing. And my husband and his family can literally have a conversation and movie quotes. So it's hard to say. That would probably also depend on my mood. I will say recently I've been getting back into my obsession with the Scream franchise that I started back when I was younger. That's probably the only scary movie franchise I really enjoy. And so I guess scary because that's on my list. There's a new one that came out recently that I want to watch.
I thought that was going to be an easy one. I thought you were going to go scary right away, but shows how much I know. All right, vacation or staycation?
That's a good question. Gosh, a lot. Why is it this or that? It's a both. I enjoy. We enjoy staycations most of the time as a family, probably just because we're younger family and we try to kind of manage money. But it's always fun to actually find the things that tourists enjoy in the place that you live. So a lot of times you'll take advantage of where you live just because it's just home, and we should go other places to explore. But you can find really cool things right in your backyard. Even before we moved to Colorado Springs, when we were in Manhattan, Kansas, we enjoyed that because there was always fun things that we just overlooked being there. But then, of course, if there's nothing like getting to add another location to your bucket list, and getting the opportunity to go and experience other places. So vacationing is always fun too.
Yeah. Well, I've asked everyone that's come before you on their episode of the podcast, so I got to go with this one. Jim or Gary?
So
And of course, I'm
I
talking
could
about Caitlin's cats.
I was like, I mean, I could answer both ways now. Yes, Caitlin's cats. Honestly, I'm gonna have to say Gary. So sorry, Jim. I just love Gary and his little gray spot on the top of his head. It's just so cute and unique and different. So I would have to say Gary.
Well, Gary's been in the lead right now. I was on a little bit of a streak. I had two in a row, but yeah, I think Gary the cat is the most popular so far. So, well, this has been great. Thank you so much for your time today,
Yeah,
Deanna.
thank you.
And for our listeners, if you enjoyed this conversation, we release new episodes every Tuesday morning. We got to know Deanna a little bit better today, but we also cover topics related to talent, leadership, process, technology, and growth. What all the topics have in common is that they are crucial to your firm's success. and helping you solve a critical business issue in 20 minutes or less. And certainly knowing our team better helps us serve you better and is critical to your success. So if you like what you heard, please subscribe, and thank you so much for listening.